What is up guys, Westside Gamer here, today unboxing the Snoop Doggy Dogg, the best of the works, hip hop vinyl record. That further, let's go ahead and get started. Right, I have reviewed the 2-pack, The Prophet, the best of the works vinyl record. I reviewed the Dr. Dre, the best of the works vinyl record. So today I am reviewing the Snoop Dogg version of this vinyl record. There is another one called the Dogg Pound Greatest Hits vinyl record. I think that's the last one. I could be wrong, but I'm sure there's another one called the Dogg Pound Greatest Hits. But this is the last one I have in this collection, me personally. And I don't think I'll buy any more of these, right? I don't think I'll buy the Dogg Pound one. Just because, as I said, there's no really point in buying these because you can get the individual records, save a bit of money, and you may as well just do that. So let's take a look at this and see what we get. So on the front, we've got a picture of Snoop Dogg, kind of looks like from the Doggfather album, pretty much. So kind of like the photo shoot from that. And then we've got the Death Row Records present the Dogg, the best of the works, Snoop Doggy Dogg, parental advisory right over there. So I do have a wee cover on it. I think it came with the cover on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cover off. And this is what this record looks like with the cover off. Right over there. You can see that. On the side it says Snoop Doggy Dogg, the best of the works. Right over there. And on the back it just tells you a bit about the record. So here's your tracks right over here. So it's a mixture from the Murder Was the Case soundtrack, the Dogg Pound album, and the Doggystyle album, and 2-pack's album as well. We've got 2 of America's Most Wanted right over there and right over there. So it's, and Dr. Dre's album as well. So it's a mix of all of Snoop Dogg's best of the work during the Death Row era across all the stuff he was featured on, because they were all classic. And say what you want about the Doggfather album, that is classic. That's a nice laid back type album, right? I like the Doggfather a lot. Doggystyle is cool. I know Doggfather is not Doggystyle, but not every album has to be the same. That has its own lane and that has its own standpoint, the Doggfather. The Doggfather is a good album, right? So don't listen to everything you hear about the album. I would listen to it yourself. There is good hits in that album. Over here we've got the Dogg, right over here it says, and you've got introduction of Snoop Dogg and the things he went through, you know, the Dr. Dre, the Chronic album, things he was featured in, right over there. You got his nickname, and then he escaped from the life he went through crimes, his music kind of says that, and this tells you what happened in 1985 to 1996 during the shooting incident, the drive-by. Now we go here, we've got a quotation from Snoop Dogg right over there. That's pretty cool. It just gives you all the songs, but it just tells you who wrote the songs, who the producers of the song, and so on and so on. It tells you all of that. And that's pretty much it. That's what you get in terms of the back of the album right over there. So it's nice and clean it is. So it looks really cool, that does. So let's take a look at the records and see what we get. So over here, right, is side number A. So this is record number 1. So you've got the Doggfather, Who Am I, What's My Name, May I. That's a good song, by the way. That is a good song. I'm sure that was in the gang-related soundtrack or the Gridlock soundtrack. And that was a sick song that was, you know what I mean? We've got the Shiznit, that's a good song. And over here, we've got Gangster Walk. We've got Snoop Dogg, Upside Your Head. I like that song a lot. We've got Ain't No Fun, featuring Nate Dogg. As I always say, it ain't a hit till Nate Dogg sings a hook, you know what I mean? Nate Dogg, right, he has a very unique voice. He had a very unique voice. You could just tell, like, he had a very distinct voice. You could just tell who it was and everything like that. And the thing was, when he sang, right, it was effortless, right? It just came out naturally. And that's when you know someone's a good artist like that. When they can say things like naturally like that and it sounds so good, they're really good artists, right? But I'm not saying all artists are like that, because some artists do take their time and they're really good artists as well. Don't get me wrong, sometimes people need to take their time with things, but with the artists that like just come out naturally with things, even with 2-pack, right? He could just rap naturally like that, right? Give him a subject, things like that, he could rap naturally like that. You know what I mean? You could see how many hits he was putting out in the studio at a time, how many songs he's putting out per day. And I don't need to really go into that, because all you have to do is look at all his albums, all his stuff, all his unreleased stuff, and say, yeah, he did work hard. He was in the studio all the time, having that many hits. And there's still more songs probably we've not heard from him. So that's just amazing right over there. Over here we've got Murder Was the Case, last song in that LP. So over here, this is what's inside number C right over there. You guys see that. And then over here, inside number D, you got all these tracks as well. You've got Gin and Juice, Nothing But G Thing, G's and Hustlers, and Snoop Bounce. So right over there. So that's pretty much it. That's what you get in terms of presentation and the records and stuff like that. You know, it's not too much to it, but it is nice and sleek with that nice black cover, the artwork of the artist, and over here we've got the dog and Snoop Doggy Dogg in gold writing. It looks really nice, it does. Presentation is nice. Now normally I'm always about the gatefolding status with my records. Sometimes you don't always get gatefolding, and sometimes, as you see, you do get nice presentations with the records, you know. But I just like gatefolding because it's a nice thing to open up and it just looks nice, the presentation does. But the records are cool as well, don't get me wrong. But I've always liked gatefolding records a lot. I feel like you just get a lot more with them. But this is a classic hip hop record. As I said, with the Prophet one, the Dr. Dre one, there's no really necessity to go and buy this record, right? If you see this at a high price, do not buy it, okay? This is a sick record. All the tracks are sick on it, but you can listen to them by buying other records. My recommendation is, instead of buying all these ones, buy the Death Row Greatest Hits. Buy that. And I'm sure, right, every hip hop fan will go and buy Dr. Dre the Chronic. They'll buy Doggystyle. They'll buy All Eyes on Me. They'll buy like all the soundtrack. I'm sure they'll buy all that. And most of these are remastered anyway. Well, personally, what I did was I started out buying remastered stuff. Then I bought original stuff. You know, I didn't think there was a big deal between them, but there is a difference. But you only know side by side. You'll be more than happy with the remastered ones, right? And they're cheaper, right? Like if you're a new record collector and things like that, do not like jump into getting all these expensive records straight away. Get the ones you can get cheap. You know what I mean? Get the remastered ones and see how you feel about them, and maybe you're happy with them, you know what I mean? Maybe you're happy with them, and you're happy with the sound with them, and you feel like, I don't really need to do that. I only really went into that lane of getting originals because I kind of wanted to have originals in my collection, and I was interested to see what the differences are because there was so much hype about it. And I will say they do sound better, you know what I mean, from my personal experience. But get the remastered ones. I wouldn't really get these ones, right? Because if you find it at a cheap price, then fair enough. But if you're going to spend like expensive prices like over 100 for this or something like that, or maybe like 50 or 80, try not to pay that much for these ones. That's another part of these videos, is just to help you guys with your purchase decisions, and when you're going on eBay, when you're going on Amazon, when you're going to HMV, or any record store you go to, I'm trying to help you save a bit of money and recommend you the right thing to do. But with this, get the Death Row Greatest Hits. Get that, you'll be more than happy with that. I'll have all the tracks in it. I only got this because I saw it at a good price, but other than that, I wouldn't have bothered getting it, you know. But for you guys, if you want to see it all together, this is what I've reviewed so far. I reviewed Tupac the Prophet first, showcasing all of Tupac's best material during the Death Row era. Then we've got Dr. Dre the Chronicles, which I've reviewed next, showing like Dr. Dre during the Chronic days and the Death Row days and during the soundtracks he did. And then we got Snoop Dogg as well, and showcasing his best, you know what I mean, all during the Death Row era with, you know, Nothing But G Thing, all the stuff he did with Dr. Dre, the soundtracks he did, his standalone albums he did. So it just shows you the best of that. So that's pretty much what they all look together. And I must say they do all look nice together, as you can see right over there. They're all nice to have as a collection, right? But as I said, there's no necessity to really go and buy it. It's just kind of a bonus for me, it was, because I'd already collected on the ones I wanted to collect already. So this is just kind of like a thing. If you already bought all the records that you wanted to get, then these are things that you would get like afterwards. These are things you would get like if you just kind of want to like add something to your collection, pretty much. And that's pretty much what these were for me, you know what I mean? But I must say they all look cool together, and it does look nice together, all lined up. But that's what they all look like together. And if you want to see all the individual reviews, check out the full playlist, the album hip hop review playlist on the channel. Check that out, and you can see all the individual reviews. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below this. Leave a like if you like this video right here. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys next time.